the good stuff.
All right, welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Goodwill Podcasting with Dan and myself. This week, we're diving back into my favorite universe, the Star Wars universe, talking about Mandalorian and Grogu. And we brought on first-time guest Kareem. Happy to have him here. But before we introduce him, both Dan and Kareem need to bow down to me for the way I absolutely dog-walked them in fantasy football last year.
Nobody's
Oh,
bowing
God.
down.
Yeah.
Hold your breath.
Next year, just wait.
Yeah, we'll see. But Kareem, welcome on for the first time.
Hello, happy to be on. I'm very excited. Big fan.
Oh, maybe we should have considered getting someone who did like the movie so we could have an interesting debate, not to spoil the way all three of us feel about this going forward. But
The three people in the world that liked The Mandalorian and Grogu.
Yeah, I'm seeing. I mean, it has its defenders, I think, already, and like it made like some money, I guess, but yeah, you're not going to hear a lot of positivity today.
Yeah.
I feel like its defenders are just like the Disney, paid people.
Why can't you have
Everyone wants
fun?
to push Grogu merch.
Can we talk about that quickly? Just like,
Yeah.
what does that mean? Like, and maybe this is me being just kind of like me, but like fun is not like an objective concept, right? Like fun, and I'm not saying you can't say a movie is fun or have fun, but like using fun as an objective defense of a movie, like against all criticism, doesn't help anybody. Like it doesn't explain what you actually like about it. It just feels like a switch you're throwing that makes it so that if you're criticizing it, you just don't like fun, or
Right.
you're being an asshole or whatever. But like there's so many good fun movies, and like we all like stupid movies, right? Like it's not like that, but we can ask for more. And I just feel like fun is not a very good descriptive word about any movie, especially. I shouldn't say it, not in a form of maybe critique, but only if you're using it to try to put down the opinion of someone else. That's when it just bothers me.
Yeah. I noticed it a lot in comments after like seeing anybody's like review of the movie and saying that they were just disappointed with it or that it didn't really do anything. A lot of people are like, "What did you expect? Like, it's the Mandalorian and Grogu. Like, you just guys can't have fun." And I noticed the same critiques with the Minecraft movie when that came out. Same thing. A lot of people are like, "You can't have fun." It's like, well, these movies have the potential to actually do like interesting things while also
Mhm.
being fun, right? Like, you can have cool action while also doing interesting things with the characters. And yet, both of those movies did absolutely nothing and resorted to just cool little like haha moments. And like, yeah,
Yeah, it's
Grogu's
the
cute
same
and
way.
all. Oh no, like,
I was gonna say it's the same way Dan's taking a lot of criticism for critiquing kids movies and saying we can have kids have good movies. There's plenty of them out there, but we just get dumb movie after dumb joke, so on and so forth. But Dan's not allowed to critique him because it's a kids movie.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of the stuff that like we grew up on, we're all slightly different ages here, but like a lot of the stuff that um maybe people between like 20 and 30 like grew up on is being kind of gone back to for nostalgia content now, and like that nostalgia is only available because the stuff was good when they first made it. Like it stuck with us, we remembered it. That's why they were able to tap into it once again. So like I just see so many kids movies today, and some franchise stuff for adults. Like, imagine if your first Jurassic Park movie was the new one that came out last year. Like, you just can't tell me that's sticking with you. You can't tell me a single thing about that film. Like, you can't tell me a character's name probably. Um, and when that's the kind of stuff you're getting, like, I just I think we should ask for stuff that we actually can remember and stuff that makes us feel things. And like this movie to me, even if someone says it's fun, they liked it, I don't think you're going to remember this movie a week after seeing it, to be totally blunt. So
I'm
yeah.
struggling to remember some of the characters' names in that movie currently.
Yeah.
So
I saw this Friday
We'll go
night,
through
and
it
like an hour
slowly.
ago, I was like, I hope I remember everything I wanted to talk about.
I have to like start going through TikTok just to like remember exactly what was happening in the movie because it truly does lose you after the first 10 minutes, I think.
Yeah. And do you guys want to talk about that opening? Did you
Yeah,
like the
dive
opening,
right into
Connor?
it. So, fun fact: I showed up to the theater like during the opening, which I was
Oh
very
no.
upset about.
Okay.
So, what I saw, the first thing I saw was him landing inside the AT-AT and then
Okay.
like fighting them, and then like he's trying to shoot down the guy who flew away with the bombs
Right.
about to go off in the back. That's when I walked in.
Okay.
So, from what I saw, I'll say, yeah, I did enjoy it. It was entertaining. I thought, I don't know if we've seen it in live action. I'm fairly certain we haven't. With like the escape pod out of the back of the AT-AT, that I thought that was like a really cool concept. My biggest groan in that opening scene, that from what I saw, is just Grogu being the same Grogu we know, just trying to be cute and cuddly and funny and everything Grogu is,
Yeah.
instead of actually having any character development. But Kareem, what do you think of the opening, since you saw more than I did?
I really liked it. I like that it started off kind of like we don't really know what's going on. I think the performances in it weren't great, specifically from that general leader guy that again don't know his name.
Dude, that first line, I was like, oh
I was
no.
like, it was
Oh.
bad. The performance was bad, but the action was really cool. Like when you first see Mando and he's coming in, it was pretty cool. Like there was some visual jokes that were really funny. And I actually do think Grogu got like a cool moment where he got to like fight one of the little robots. And it was like, okay, it's kind of cool. Um, but really after that, it just slowed down for me heavily. But yeah, I really like the opening.
Yeah, I think I thought it was okay. Like I was watching it, I was like, I was entertained. Um, I think what made this character cool, I've seen some people make a comparison to like, John Wick, and obviously it's not going to be like that violent and intense, but like that's sort of what it's going for in terms of him just like taking these people apart. Um, we kind of like you mentioned it, Kareem, but that like the first line of the movie, I think,
The
is a line from
Empire.
the general, and he said he uses the word protect in like twice in like 5 words or in like a different variation of the word, and I was like, oh my god,
Yeah.
like, and he really was just seemed kind of lost. So it was a little rough, but like it was entertaining. And I think if this entire movie had been them hunting down like remnants of Imperials across the galaxy, give us some, different planets, different scenarios, different maybe lore around who the people are that they're actually hunting, things they've done. Like it's not hard to make this cool. And I think perhaps the hesitation there may have been this is the movie for little kids. Like this is the movie for kids. Um, that I think in some level also is like trying to give little bits and pieces for adults and like understands that it's going to be a wide age range of people watching this, but primarily geared towards a younger audience. But even then, I think some of this stuff, like some of the monster stuff and like the snake and all, like that might be a little bit intense for a younger audience. I don't know what young kids are like watching these days in terms of intensity, but like it just feels like a movie that's trying to appease everyone and be for everyone, and when you do that, you end up making a movie for nobody, I think. Like it's just it's kind of hard to do that. But that's maybe why they kind of got away from the tone of the opening because they just didn't want it to be too violent or too much. But um it was the best action in the entire film, I think. And a lot of the sequences of action just feel really low energy, really poorly choreographed. Like people just walking around and like
Yeah.
kind of just shooting mindless enemies that are just like not attacking them or like have a melee weapon for some reason. And just, like
Yeah.
Um,
it gets rough. We'll
Something
get
on
into it.
that same thought is like with the random side character, like background characters, the like just obvious panning across Dave Filoni's face in the bar scene.
He thinks he.
Yeah.
I saw somebody say that he thinks he's Stan Lee. It's like
He
you're just
might.
not like.
Which,
Yeah.
so Dan, before you hopped in here before the episode started, Kareem and I were talking about this. I want to ask you and our audience, How much do you think Favreau is really in control anymore versus like what Disney's telling him?
I mean, that's the question, right? And like when I was watching this movie and when I like reviewed it, I kept thinking about the movie Chef, and like I've talked about that a good bit, and just because John Favreau, if you don't know, made that movie in 2014. He had made Iron Man 2 in 2010 or 2011. Then he made Cowboys and Aliens. But in the process of making Iron Man 2, um, they already understood at a high level that they had something. So there was a lot of meddling in that movie. There were problems, obviously recasting. Um, Rhodey was an issue. There were issues with Mickey Rourke just being insanely difficult on the set. And then I think they introduced Nick Fury at the end of that movie. Did they introduce
It's the
Black
first
Widow
one.
as well?
They introduced Nick Fury at the beginning of the first one,
And then he's
but
in the second movie,
he's
and
in the
so is
second one. And
so is
Black
Black Widow.
Yeah.
Right. And then you kind of see they're already just being like, let's get all these pieces in there. Then you have multiple villains. I think they should have gone more heavily towards Justin Hammer. But anyway, like he just lost control of that. Um, and then he makes Chef about literally about that entire process. But then it's like you turn around and you make like, the live action Lion King and the Jungle Book, and now you make this, and it's like, are you the guy who made Elf and Chef? Or are you, and he made another small movie early on that I think was reviewed all right, but are you that person? Are you the guy who's been making big studio stuff now for like 10 years? Like at a certain point, is that who you are?
Yeah.
And are you comfortable with that? Because you made a whole movie about how you weren't comfortable with that. So I don't understand.
I find that really interesting because it's like Chef is straight up about like interference and meddling essentially,
And
so to
passion
then
too.
and your passion essentially being like
Yeah.
stifled away, and so to have him go from like Elf to then making the live action Lion King, I remember seeing that I was like, where's the passion in this at all? Like this has none of that. And so me, like, is he just chasing a bag at that point?
Yeah. He also made the movie Zathura. Do you guys remember that kids movie
Yes,
Yeah.
Thora.
in
I love that
2005?
movie
Which,
growing up.
yeah, that was also
I-
the guy who wrote Jumanji. Also wrote Zathura, and then they made the movie
That
off
makes
the
sense.
book. Yeah.
That's like one of those movies from my childhood I loved, and I'm so scared to revisit because what if it's ass?
I think that
Yeah.
with a lot of movies.
Yeah,
And like, go ahead, Connor.
oh, I was literally just gonna say like there's a movie called Thunderbolts that I'm pretty sure no one has seen but me that I loved growing up, and I don't want to rewatch it.
And I also would say like, and he didn't write Cowboys and Aliens, but even Cowboys and Aliens to me like is a fun movie. Like it's creative. It's like a fun concept. I feel like the cast was all like having a good time with it. Like that's a movie I could sit down and watch tonight and like enjoy. I'd rather watch that 3 times in a row than watch this fucking movie. Half of it, like literally, it at least has some life. But yeah, I don't know who John Favreau is at this point, and I don't know if we'll ever see him go back to, kind of take the money and run and just go back to, you know, making more personal stuff.
Yeah. Stuff that you can remember growing up, like every kid in the world that has seen Elf as a kid, like grows up and can reference it, remembers it, like it's a Christmas classic.
Yes. And
Nobody's talking.
even people who don't like Elf, like they feel strongly about not liking it, and they remember it and they talk about it, and like, it's not something that everyone likes or has to like, but it's just a very memorable little film.
Yeah, no one's talking about
I'm not a Will Ferrell fan,
Lion
but I
King.
love that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one's talking about the Lion King.
Yeah.
Like,
And to answer the question too, I will say like, I mean, his money was partially behind this. It's produced by Filoni and Kathleen Kennedy and him. It's written by Filoni and him and Noah Clure. So like, and the thing is, when you hear him talk about it, like he does seem passionate about it. He does seem like, he cares.
but where did the passion go? Like I watched the movie and I'm like, where? Like what did this feels like? Oh, this is like me telling a story here. Like I don't see that, you know.
I think it feels like a lot of Dave Filoni, and I think so much of this movie having to do with Rada the Hutt, like, because that was his. He wrote the Clone Wars movie, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah,
And
the Clone Wars
I
is like
haven't
his
watched that
baby.
movie. I haven't watched that movie in a good while, but that's the movie where Rada's introduced, and nobody fucking liked the movie. So this feels like him being like, "I'm gonna give you this same character, and you're gonna like it."
Yeah,
And
eat your slop.
like, you just
I
can't
actually
let
liked
ego.
Rada
You
in
can't
this
let
though.
Okay, and we
Chicago
can definitely
Rada.
talk about that. What did you like about him?
I think Rada has a very compelling story. You know, with who his dad is Jabba, and the legacy that he has left everywhere across the galaxy, not just Tatooine. And now Rada's trying to run away and make a name for himself. Now, what I didn't like was that the movie had to retell us that 3 different times. It might have been 4, I can't remember, but it was at least 3 where he had to tell his backstory and why he's doing what he's doing. Um, but outside of that, I think he's compelling, and I like Jeremy Allen White's voice acting. I don't know if they like
Oh
actually had
man,
him in like a CGI thing.
Interesting.
no. It's like all the Hut stuff is completely CG, but I really didn't
That's what I
like the
figured.
voice acting performance. And I feel like it was the phrase I just used to describe this movie is like low energy, and I feel like that's what I got from him as well. Um, it felt like they just kind of had him talking. Um,
But he's a slug.
But Huts are
yeah,
supposed to sound very like pronounced and very like kind of hard to understand in a way. And I leveled that he probably would be speaking English just considering like where he's lived this whole time and he doesn't really want to connect with the Huts too much. But the fact that he just sounds like just a dude from the South Side, like he doesn't sound like a Hut at all. Like he sounds like Lip
yeah,
Gallagher, and I'm
no
like,
accent, no like, there's
no,
no
not.
like charisma in that performance to me. It's just like it's kind of
All right,
like,
that's fair.
yeah, I really don't want to be my dad. Like,
Yeah, and
I don't know.
like you were saying with this character, like it is a compelling story arc, but rather than just showing us, you know, the hold that the image of his dad has over him, he's just constantly telling Mando multiple times, like, "I'm not my dad. I don't want to be my dad." You know how hard it is to have a dad named Jabba. And it's like, I get it. You don't want to be your dad.
It feels like I enjoy the concept, like the character conceptually, and I think like he's on paper interesting, but I am not sure how much there is. Like I'm not sure how many times you can go back over that without doing anything interesting. And like the story itself doesn't even really make much sense. Like he's been kidnapped. How did he get kidnapped? And also, if he was kidnapped, why does he have a contract? Like, and then he has a contract. Why is the person who kidnapped him telling Din that he's gonna kill him when he knows he's there to rescue it? Like, why wouldn't he just kill him?
Maybe,
Like, there's
maybe it's like a Baby Driver thing, where like he stole Kevin Spacey's car and he saw the talent behind him. And so he said he could do X amount of jobs to pay off his debt and then he would be free. And then he blackmails him back
but
into
he
coming back in
but he
that
can just
movie.
keep him there forever. He kidnapped him. He's literally a prisoner.
Yeah, he's in
Like,
jail.
He
why
doesn't
are
look
you
like a
ever
prisoner.
releasing
I
him?
mean, he's getting massages anytime he wants. And I think he's telling Din because I think he's, bounty hunters typically, which is like, the difference in Din versus others, is he's not going for the highest bid. But a lot of bounty hunters could be paid off if they're like, you're going to make a lot of money if you just bet on him to lose tomorrow.
I guess that's fair, but you also know he showed up specifically to bring him out, and he already like beat up your entire little gang, right? Like he clearly means business and is
Yeah.
dedicated to what he's doing. I don't know, it just felt a little bit
The whole
it felt like a little bit forced to me.
the whole
No
space
pun intended.
Chicago sequence. The whole space Chicago sequence just definitely, I just wasn't necessarily like, I wasn't there, I just didn't get what was really going on. Like, yeah, like why was he kidnapped? What are we doing here? The whole action sequences throughout it just that didn't feel like the gladiator fight felt kind of cool.
I It was
But
funny because like when they were in what you'd call space Chicago, it
only way to
literally to
explain the
me just
accent.
I don't know how much you've watched of like all the animated stuff, but to me it literally felt like they just went to like the under streets of Coruscant. That's what it looked like. Brought to live action. Kareem, I know you've watched it all. What do you
Yeah.
like?
Yeah, I can see that. And that was cool. But again, it just felt like another location. Okay, we're here now. Okay, now let's go here.
Yeah.
Let's go here. And it never felt like the setting was a character. And in Star Wars, the setting a lot of the time feels like a character in and of itself. So
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I was gonna say you mentioned the gladiator fight. I did really enjoy that, only for the fact that like all the characters that we see is from like the original New Hope game that they play on the Millennium Falcon, and that's the first time we've seen a lot of these characters in live action. So Dan, I know you mentioned nostalgia bait earlier. This did get me a little bit with that because I was like, this is cool. Like I finally get to see it, but like outside of that, I was like, all right.
See, I think that's the kind of thing that somewhat annoyed me. And it's like they kept saying over and over again the name of the match, which I think is the name of the game. He said it like 4 times, and it's like we all understand what's happening here, and I just like give me something new. Like when they made Attack of the Clones, like you get that fight in the which I've been defending Attack of the Clones. I'm like the only person who think that's a good movie. I think
I'm
it's
with you. Kareem says it's
yeah, I like.
when was the last time you rewatched it? Out of curiosity,
Oh,
like have you
it's
watched it recently?
like 6 years ago. Yeah, it's been a while. Not recently.
Watch it one more time. If you still think it's trash, respect. I understand, but watch it one more time because I think there's a lot of good in that movie, and I think some of the stuff looks a bit bad. They were using a ton of new technology when they made that movie. Like it was the first time multiple pieces of technology were used. So I a little bit of the video gameness of it, I'm able to like pass off because of that. Um, but I think there's a lot to it. I think it handles the characters really well. Um, I think it progresses Anakin and Obi-Wan really well. And there's stuff like that sequence in the arena. Like I think that's great action. And having all the Jedi fly in, like it's pretty cool.
It's also
Um,
the only reason we have a purple lightsaber.
Mm.
yeah, shout out Sam Jackson. But anyway, my point there was like they created 3 new monsters for that scene, and it was cool and it's memorable. Like this, I'm just like, first of all, they looked like shit. The CG was horrible.
Bad.
Like, and I don't know how does it look worse than the monsters from Attack of the Clones. How is that possible? In my opinion,
Right.
how
It's
is that?
20
How is that
years
really?
later.
Yeah, and they spent $170 million in the movie. Um, and
Do
to
you
me, the
think
most. Go ahead, Connor.
Do you think any of that has to do with Attack of the Clones? Like the biggest critique of the prequels as a whole was it's like almost entirety CGI. This one, there's legit puppets and CGI. Do you think that's playing into it at all for you?
I think the only practical effect in this was the what are the little guys called that were in the Babu Frick?
The Babu
Uh,
Fricks.
Yeah, I don't
It's
know
like
the actual creature
Andalins or
name,
something.
Yeah,
but the
they have
Babu
some
Fix.
name, but the little Babu Fricks.
And they were also in season 3 of Mando, which
Yeah.
was just bad.
Pooh.
Babu Frick's species is an Enzellan.
And Zoe. Okay. But I think that was the only practical effect in the movie, right? Is there something else I'm missing?
Was Grogu not
Grogu
partly,
felt pretty practical.
or was he fully CG?
Um,
Because that's the only other one I could think of that maybe was practical.
I think Grogu was majority practical, if not all of it. I think Din was entirely practical.
no, Grogu is CG.
Really? Oh, wow.
Oh,
Could have fooled me in some of those scenes.
does that make it bad or good CG? I don't know.
I also just think like it's a weird movie because like we talked about it feeling a little cold and like not really hitting emotionally. Like there's no people in this movie. It's just either a practical effect or CGI or someone that isn't Pedro Pascal walking around in a costume. Like it's a stunt
Right.
double.
It's
So
like unless it's Sigourney Weaver, really, which I would if that was the only Sigourney Weaver movie I saw, and you were like, she is like one of the greatest actresses of all time, I'd tell you like I would tell you that you're lying to me because that was awful.
Yeah. She was there for a paycheck, for sure.
And like, yeah, no, I just the entire time I'm like, why is she in this movie? Why are we trying to shoehorn her in? Like,
it kind of feels the same. Like, do you guys think she's good in the Avatar movies?
No.
no, but
Like,
she's mostly CG in those, so it's
yeah, but
easier to
voice
pass
acting
off.
also matters. Like,
Yeah,
voice
true.
acting takes so much
True.
effort, and like,
She kind of feels right now like she's on that like late 2000s De Niro track where he's just kind of taking, really bad movies for a paycheck for, just because they can get their name involved in the movie, which will help sales, maybe. I don't know.
It's tough because it was really hard to watch her in some of those scenes. I was like, what are like the most flat deliveries I've ever seen.
so also just to clear this up, I believe with Grogu there is a puppet or animatronic, and then they're using CG to like work around it when needed. So
Okay.
like sometimes if it looks weird having him moving practically, then it's CG or like everything stuff with his face. Obviously stuff where he's using the force more or like really moving around, it's CG. So it's like kind of a mix. I think for the show, it was a lot of like subtler, quieter scenes of him. Um, and it was easier to have him just be a puppet.
Yeah.
But just to answer that question. But yeah, I mean, my thing is like with actors, just like give effort. Like with any, no matter what your job is, like give effort. Like that's
Just
all you
try.
can do is try. Like, and seeing someone just be asleep, like I think it has a big impact on the movie because everyone around her kind of feels the same way. And there's an action sequence at the end where
Oh,
there's this X-wing sequence, and it's
yeah.
like I don't buy it, and it feels like cosplayers. Like it feels like you're watching cosplayers in a YouTube movie, like that some fan made. And honestly, that would probably have more energy than this. Like it just feels like people are sitting there like, okay, now is the time when the X-wings come to save the day, so I'm gonna just go through the motions of like it was cringe, and I
That
don't
sequence didn't
understand.
feel earned at all, and I was just like, the music was great though, but the entire time I'm like, okay, now we're here, and I like look at the watch. I'm like, okay, what's gonna happen next? And
Yeah.
yeah,
Also, I have another question. If Mando by himself can destroy slash kill every single thing basically in the twins' palace, why couldn't the Republic just pull up there and just walk in and say, "You're going to tell us what we want"? Like, why are they even bargaining with two huts? Like, what are we? It's like the entire premise of the movie. Like, just say we're going to blow this shit up with our air force unless you tell us what we need to know. Am I?
the entire concept of them even working the huts doesn't make sense to me because it's like you should know that the huts are going to
You don't trust them
backstab you.
anyway.
Like,
Like,
why are you working with them? And very early on, I was like, that. Well, obviously, yeah, they're gonna backstab them because they're huts. Like, you should know that they're gonna not be friendly. And so
yeah.
then like Sigourney Weaver is like, why did you not do the plan? It's like, yeah, well, obviously, like you should have known. And so yeah, it just the entire time I'm like confused as to why they're even working together and why Mando kind of goes along with it at first.
Yeah.
On that same vein, one thing that confused me is when Mando first falls into their pit, whatever that pit's called. It's like all these weird little creatures popping up that he takes out pretty easily. And
Mhm.
then obviously the giant snake comes up. Later on, when the huts fall in there, why don't those creatures pop up then and it's just the snake that time? Like, why is this? Who's controlling the snake?
Hank just is there chilling.
Just,
What do you mean?
it's just there, yeah.
Oh, my bad, Dan. Let me
Well,
not
who,
think
who would
about
be
this.
controlling the snake? Also,
The
do you guys
movie,
remember what? Do you remember what it was called?
absolutely
Wasn't it called
not.
like the giant something?
It's called the dragon snake.
That's what it was.
Interesting.
It's the
Wow.
stupidest thing I've ever heard
I
in my
love
life.
creative names in Star Wars.
Yeah.
No, that kind of harkens back to the whole idea that the movie just felt like it didn't have any stakes at all. Like I wasn't at all scared that, oh, is Vanda gonna die here because there's this giant snake? No, because I know throughout the entire movie, like his plot armor is stronger than the actual armor he's wearing. He's not dying.
There's also moments that just like they don't even try to hide the fact that they're just writing in bullshit to keep him like the scene we just referenced. He drops in there with no weapon. He goes underwater and comes out with a huge spear. Like, oh, and then he uses it to kill all the
Comes
like.
out of
And I'm like,
nowhere.
yo, where did you get that? Like, you just found it under the water?
They left it for him, like
Yeah, the previous bodies.
in the
the
scene
fucking
where
Hunger Games.
he's in this like coma, and it's the only time we kind of get to see Grogu on his own. Again, it's like Grogu just happens to stumble upon a guy that gives him some
Who's just
magic
sitting there.
paste.
Yeah.
And it was like, what's going on? Yeah, no, they really do just give him some bullshit that like keeps him alive throughout it.
Or
The thing
none of
is-
the people hunting for him noticed the perfect dirt igloo.
Right? Yeah.
He only covered his legs with like brush and leaves. The dirt igloo is left
Yeah.
alone.
Through our little Grogu montage, the one time when I was like, wow, maybe they're gonna do something cool with Grogu and like grow him as a character, and they just montage through it quickly. And nope, now he's back with Mando.
Yeah, and like in that entire sequence, like the stuff where he's pushing him in and he just smashes his head over and over again. Like,
I giggled a
are
little,
we?
but I giggled like once.
Like, come on, man.
I
Like,
didn't, but my whole theater was like dying laughing, and I was like, "Is this why Disney keeps doing stuff like this?"
Also, I think the thing with the paste, like they knew how stupid that was because they shot it so they don't even show you
What's in it?
his face.
Oh
Like you
yeah.
literally, he's like kind of like lifting up his mask and he's just like sticking his. Is he like shoving his hand all the way down his throat? Like how is he making him eat? He's unconscious. Like, and it's just like they just show him like in going into the mask, but they can't actually show it to you because it would look stupid
Yeah.
because you'd realize, oh, this person in a coma isn't eating the paste that heals him. Like
He's using the
And
force to push
They
it
don't
down
even
his
show you
throat.
him waking up. He just wakes up, and it's like, okay, cool.
And I would say, I thought they were gonna have some onions and just let him die. Like
I wish.
in
That
my
would've been really
in my
cool.
stupidity, I had a moment where I was like, "Oh, he's actually gonna die here," and I was like, "I will lock into this movie so hard if then we get to see Grogu just operate on his own as an independent entity," which like there's no consistency in this entire story with these two on Grogu's. First of all, his power scaling isn't. It's just I
So
don't
he
know.
can- he
Like
can force
there's
heal.
It's whatever the
By the
scene.
way,
Yeah. Also, I made it. That was like my biggest point in my video that I made, and so many people were like he could force heal since season 1. Either way, I don't like that he can force heal.
isn't that the whole like thing in the prequels that like
Yeah.
Anakin's like wants to force heal?
That is why Anakin turned. Dude, Disney is just like I've defended Disney Star Wars a lot, but Disney is just wiping away like everything Lucas did prior to them. Like Sabine in the Ahsoka show gets stabbed through the stomach with a lightsaber and lives. That's exactly how Qui-Gon died. Rey, Kylo, Grogu can all force heal now. Like the only one of those that would kind of make sense would be Kylo, because that was Palpatine's whole selling point to Anakin.
But he can't pull the little cup in front of Sigourney Weaver at
Yeah.
the beginning of the movie. Like he can barely pull that, but he can force heal.
Oh yeah, people were telling me I was an idiot
I'm like,
for mentioning
yeah,
that.
and it's also inconsistent in terms of his like maturity level, understanding of the world, understanding what's going on around him. Like there's nothing like sometimes he's like, you know, acting like when he's in the ship, for example, when they're first of all, there's so much wrong with this fucking movie. Oh my god! But like, there's a
Guys, let's
scene
decide
where
now. Do we want this to be a 4-hour episode or like an hour episode?
no, we'll get through it succinctly. But there's a scene when they basically they go back, they realize that by the grace of God, the Imperial person they're looking for just happens to be the guy they've been dealing with the entire time. So they circle back. He has this fortress in the middle of nowhere, and they're talking about how difficult it will be to like take it, and they need help. And then the two of them just walk in there. It's Rada and
Zeb.
or it's
It's
Zeb
Zeb and Mando.
and Mando literally just walk in and just massacre everyone with absolutely no effort.
Literally.
Like almost comically low effort. Like just strolling around executing people. And then they do the bit of like, oh, don't push the wrong button, haha. Like they do that 3 times, and it's like, then later on, he's like completely sentient, walking around a planet, figuring out how to heal someone, and then flying around with the Anzel. Like,
Like,
it,
how does he go to the planet to save Mando, but he's not able to hit the right button on the it made no sense to me. And the fact that they montage through him going to the planet to save really shows me that they don't care to make him an interesting character. They want to keep him like cute and a baby so that they can sell toys and sell shirts. And it's like, I get it, he's cute, like
Yeah.
he coos, aw, he eats his little macaroon, but like do something. He like we've seen that he's really
those macaroons
powerful.
suck, by the way. I hate macaroons, man. They're
I've never had
terrible.
one.
It's like you show us that he's a really interesting character that could do really cool things, and he's being raised by a Mandalorian. Those are two very like different ideologies, like a Jedi and a Mandalorian. Like leave this 10-year time frame that we're in right now, go 40 years in the future, and show me him as like an adult, and show me what Grogu does, because I just don't care about baby Yoda anymore.
Which is, I want to know if there's any lore on Yoda, like from that young of an age, because that's the thing is like we don't know Yoda's species. That's like the
Right.
big thing. So I feel like Disney's taking this opportunity to be like, we can keep him like this for at least 100 years or whatever, however long they want to keep him this little.
Yeah, it's like what you said. We were talking about before the podcast, but they're really tied to this time frame. Like Disney's really tied to just exploring this time frame between like episode, 6 to 7, like between those two episodes. And I'm like, I'd rather learn what's happening after, like what's happening after episode 9.
Even then, like I want Disney to get out of this like 80-year mark
Yeah,
between like episode 1 and episode 9, because like don't get me wrong, Andor is a phenomenal show. Everyone should watch it. It's the best live action Disney Star Wars show. But like we're still falling into that thing when we have so much lore. We have an entire galaxy, yet we're always on Tatooine and somewhere close to the Skywalker name. Like let's go to the High Republic. Like I mentioned with the Acolyte with Kareem, like they just tried to break canon too many times, or trying to get, I don't know what's like right term is here, but it just wasn't the right director for the show. I want them to break away somewhere.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, I didn't really have a problem with the Acolyte. I think all I would like for Star Wars to do is I would like to see them go back to the beginning, go to the Dawn of the Jedi. James Mangold was going to make this movie. They were talking about it back in 2024. Like, give me a serious trilogy with some weight and some heft to it about like the beginnings of all this stuff and people coming to terms with, you know, the Force as like what it is and how it works and what it means to people, and give me the beginnings of the Sith. Like, show me all that stuff. There's an entire, you know, so long ago, there's this entire world to look at that would be really cool. And you know what? Make it for adults. Give adults like something that they, because like kids have plenty of stuff for Star Wars now. Like everything is for kids. Um, and a lot of Star Wars has always been for kids in a way, um, which is totally fine. But again, you can give us something like Andor, and people eat it up, and it succeeds. So like, I think there's room for both in a franchise this big, in a universe this big. Like you can make stuff for everybody, and then you're not trying to make stuff that is, like I said earlier, for everyone and nobody, because you'll actually have a target demographic for the stuff you're making, um, with some focus. That's what I would like to see.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
No, it's very interesting the direction that they're taking Star Wars, because It is similar to what happened after episode 8, where they're like trying to do what they think the people would like, and then it turns into something that nobody wants. It's like, who asked for a Mandalorian and Grogu movie?
Do you guys think
Yeah.
that Pedro Pascal's heart is still in this?
No.
No, not at all. I don't think I think he shot 2 scenes in the whole movie, and then sent over
Yeah, I
some
mean,
voice
he's
lines.
literally not in this movie. Like
Yeah.
he's you know
Yeah.
he could have taken like a day to do his voice acting. Like
He's in that
I don't
one
know.
scene in the pit because they need to show you guys, look, he's in this movie. Like, let's take his mask off. And it's like, I miss season 1 of The Mandalorian, I think was so great because there's this mystery about it. Like, who is this guy? You know, what's going on with this whole world? And then after that, after Pedro Pascal kind of blew up since season 1 of The Mandalorian, they've had to show you, like, by the way, like, this star is playing The Mandalorian. And I really don't rock with it. Like, sure, keep the voice, whatever, but like, I didn't need him to take. I didn't need the helmet off scene. It didn't really
Yeah.
add anything to it. And I think it was supposed to show like motivation for him killing the Hutts. But in my head, I'm like, what's the motivation's kind of already there. Like the Hutts are awful people, like are creatures, and so yeah, I don't think it's
Yeah,
heart's
and
in it.
I also was gonna say, to circle back a little bit to the twins, who are really, I mean, who are the primary antagonists in the film. Like, sure, I would prefer that Rada was speaking Hadís. I think that just makes it feel more authentic. I think it feels like they felt like a lot of the emotion of the film would be through the character of Rada. Like a lot of the moments where they try to generate some emotion are either just with him or with him and Grogu together, kind of bonding. And I feel like they think that because of that, they have to have this character speaking English, right? Because God forbid someone could feel anything for a character speaking with subtitles, right? You know, not
Yeah.
possible. But also I think they just probably think people are too lazy to read them. But like with the twins, and not to like nerd out, but like it's inexcusable to have them speaking English. Like it's ridiculous. Like their entire thing with their species is believing they're better than everyone else. Like they treat their language like it's the fact that only they speak it. Like they think they're better than everyone. They think their language is better. Like they would never. And you don't have to like just say that Din understands Hut, like their language. It's very, you don't have
mean,
to like.
doesn't he speak? Don't they speak Hadís to him, and then he understands it at one point?
Yeah, and then they swap to English,
And they
like
swap, and it's like
just
it makes no sense
for the sake
Yeah.
of speaking English. And it's like, this is Star Wars. Like give us Star Wars. I don't know. It's just little stuff like that just
Yeah.
bothered me.
Dan, did you know who Embo was prior to this movie?
Yeah, I had seen him before in Rebels, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
What did you guys think of how Embo looked and slash, you know,
Absolutely
how
nothing.
he was in this movie? Because we were talking about how forgettable this movie is going to be in a week. I don't remember what happened to him at the end of this movie. Where did he go?
Nothing. He gets out of the fucking snake pit. He just
That's what it
slithers
was.
away.
Yeah.
Okay.
His entire like he was cool a little bit at the beginning. Like I kind of liked the scene where he's going down into the house. It looked too much like a video game for me, but it had some like, you know, aura moments to it. His character was so forgettable to me though. There was something interesting about this like bounty hunter v bounty hunter that they didn't explore at all.
Yeah.
And I just didn't care for it.
I was really hoping one of my favorite episodes of the Clone Wars or like arcs is Dan, there's this arc where Obi-Wan fakes his own death, like even to Anakin, and goes under disguise and goes to this like bounty hunter trials, basically against like Cad Bane. I think Boba Fett's not there yet. Embo's
I
there.
vaguely remember this.
Yeah, and they're like going against these games, and I was kind of hoping for something like that, like Din versus Embo, for at least 10 minutes of the movie, 15 minutes of the movie. Like,
But no, Emba just bitches him in like the first 5 like minute that they like start. I'm like, okay, well, great.
Yeah, it felt to me like they just thought the concept of him being there was enough. Like have him, you know, stand around an aura farm and like pose, and it's like, oh well, there he is, guys. Did you see him? Like, just like, I mean,
They want
Zeb is
the-
here just to be like, see, guys, it's Zeb. Like, and I know he was
That's
in season 3, but like, why the fuck is he in the movie? What is he doing here?
and he
Like, what
looked like
purpose does
shit.
he serve? He looked terrible,
He
Yeah.
looked awful.
like distractingly bad.
I'm like, this is
Um,
$170 million.
and same with the Anzellans. Like, the stop motion looked fucking horrible. Like, they're literally like,
And
who did
why
this?
the way
Like,
they were speaking was like kind of pissing me off. Like, we'll be
dude,
back.
it's
We'll be
another
back.
thing just to be like, haha. They're like minions. It's like literally just appealing to like, not to. I don't want to be too mean, but
I
like,
know what
who the fuck is laughing, man? Well, I'm sorry. Like, are we laughing the 50th time they're like saying some stupid shit? Like, I just
Yeah.
I can't.
It's like, I told you we'd be back. I'm like, okay, stop talking.
Also,
Like, I don't want to hear you speak.
I get it's for the plot, but the one guy who went with Din to the planet found the other guys way too quickly.
Went with Din to the planet.
Which
Yeah,
guy?
one of the Enzelis was with Din
Oh
on
yeah.
Embo's ship, showed up to the planet with them,
Yeah.
and then he just happens to find the rest of the Enzelis.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah. This. I mean, the entire movie is really built on like contrivances and just like stuff pushing the plot forward. But the movie sounded good thanks to
Oh,
Ludwig Göransson,
oh my
because I thought the
god.
score was really cool, and like,
It's a top Star Wars score for me. Like, I don't know if it's beating a lot of those like John Williams scores, but it's up there for me.
yeah, I thought he matched the tone and like the sort of, I guess, aesthetic of like some of the scenes where he was doing the music. Um, I thought he did a nice job, and like that's what I mean. Like, even though he probably knew this movie wasn't great, but he gave effort and he sought to understand what they were trying to do, and he made music to match what they were doing. Um, I thought he did a great job.
Yeah.
does it? I saw the Escape Pod talking about this. How do you guys feel that Ludwig is probably going to pass John Williams for Oscars this year?
Good.
Good. He deserves it, honestly, with
Like,
with what he's been doing.
yeah. I mean, we always want people, like, no matter what, no matter what it is, whether it's film or sports or whatever, any type of art, like, you want people pushing the medium forward or pushing the any activity forward, and you always want to see new people succeeding.
Which I'm with you.
Because yeah,
My craziest
yeah,
take is that how does John Williams only have 3?
I agree, and I mean, I also think scores are like it's just tough, right? Like, there's a lot of good composers, and there's a lot of random movies that have popped off with great scores over the year, and like over the years, and like we talked about here, you can have a subpar movie that has an amazing score. And sometimes you can do that and trick people into thinking the movie's actually good.
Because he also has the Odyssey this year,
Yeah,
And that's
so like,
that score is probably gonna
he's at least shoot in for a nomination. Like if
probably
got-
a win
Uh,
knowing these voters. But
have either of you guys seen the movie Birth, the Jonathan Glazer movie?
not seen it, no.
I fucking hate that movie so much, but it has one of like this incredible score from Alexander Desplat, I think his name is.
Hmm.
It's an amazing score, and some people really like the movie. It's very divisive, but I swear to God, they just hear the music and they're like, this has to be good.
I mean, the
Um,
music kind of tricked me in this movie a little bit because that X-Wing scene, right? I remember in the moment I was like, "This is awesome," and I think it's because I actually really liked the music that was happening. That
Yeah,
was playing in the background, and then later when I think about that scene, I'm like, "Wait, the scene like is kind of ugly, doesn't make any sense, but the music is just so awesome that I'm like, oh, this is cool." And so yeah, the music can definitely trick you into thinking that a movie and a scene is great, and maybe that's going to be the issue with this movie.
did you guys see this in IMAX?
No, I saw it in Dolby.
Okay.
Music.
Were there any moments that stood out to either of you as like, and I'm not I'm not looking for it's not rhetorical. Are there any moments that you guys really liked how they looked, or that kind of struck you visually as being special or that you can remember?
I think I'm alone in this take. I kind of liked how the look of the Razor Crest, like flight went after or when he's kind of engaging in that battle.
Okay.
I'd probably say I mentioned it earlier. Embo, when he first comes to take Mando, there's something about like the way the rain and like the lighting on him. It's kind of mysterious, and like when they're kind of zooming back into the house, there was something cool about that shot that I really liked. So I'd probably say that.
Gotcha. Yeah, I saw it in IMAX. There really wasn't.
Really, I heard there was some
Something
cool like aspect ratio changes. And
Dude,
I was
honestly,
like,
not that I remember at all.
really,
To
yeah.
be totally honest,
Part
yeah.
of it is like, should I rewatch an IMAX? I was like, I don't want to rewatch this movie. A bunch of people were telling me like, no, rewatch it and you'll have fun with it. And I was like, I'm not rewatching that movie.
What
Like,
does that mean again? Like, what does
have
that
fun with it.
mean?
I tried to have fun. I know you had Sway on last week. He was telling me, he was like, I hope you have fun with this movie. And so I went into it being like, I don't want to look at this critically at all. And I was just like, I can't. Like, I have to, like, I can have fun with good movies.
Yeah. And I will say, like, the first like 45 minutes or so, I wasn't like blown away by it, but I was enjoying myself
The first
to an
hour,
extent, and I was like, this is entertaining. Really, the moment it truly lost me was the force healing. Like, I freaked out.
yeah,
I was like, this is just
it's stupid. It's
because
stupid.
really from that point on, you can like piece together every single thing that's going to happen the rest of the movie in your head. Like, and it just, I had no interest in really seeing that. Um,
Yeah, I think for me it was after they save Rada. Or
yeah.
honestly, maybe it was the saving. It's like when they're going through the city. I was like, I'm done. This looks like
Yeah.
a video game.
And after that, like, it's like they pull a gear, like the movie grinds to a fucking halt. Like
It
after that sequence, it's like
slows down. It pulls you in and then lets you go. And it's like
they also just like they just kind of like fly away to like hang out for a minute, like to take a break.
I'm like, what's going on? What are we doing? The movie has no plot. The movie has no story because there's nothing like a lot of Star Wars movies. There's like they're on some time crunch or they're on some like someone's chasing them for something. This feels like nothing really. Like, yeah, the Hutts end up getting Mando, but they don't know that's happening. So they really don't know what's going on. They're like, oh, let's go into hiding now. I'm like,
Yeah.
what are we doing? Like, it really felt like, and I know this was written for a movie. This wasn't meant to be a TV show and then turned into
Allegedly.
like the Moana thing, but it really felt like this was just meant to be some like TV special, like Adventures of Mando and Grogu.
Like,
not a
yeah.
mainline Star Wars movie that it's trying to be. And I was like,
it really feels like there's a cutoff in the middle here where you could split this and just have it be 2 episodes of The Mandalorian and just get rid of the Jack Black and Lizzo episode.
Oh God, don't even remind me that's part of the show.
I would say even this ending has no heft, no weight, no urgency, nothing. It's like literally like nothing has fucking changed. Din and dumbass little Grogu have not changed at all. They're just flying off into space like nothing happened. And it's again like why
I like it in the end
like
he lets him
to
fly.
Yes, he gets to touch the buttons. He gets
like,
to
oh cool, great. Yeah.
Is that development? Is that what we're
part of me was kind of hoping that Din Djarin would die. Like I was like, oh, are they really gonna kill the title character and have Grogu be on his own and really have to grow up? No.
Which could have been a good movie.
No, let's give him magic paste instead. God.
Imagine the ending with Grogu getting to fly and just like accelerates into an asteroid and they both die.
Oh. I know you would have stood up and been like, yes.
Will TikTok ban me if I clip that?
Nah, it'll be fine.
It really was like the movie. A lot of times, even after The Rise of Skywalker, right? And that's when I know The Rise of Skywalker is a dog shit movie, But at least that one made me feel something for the state of Star Wars in terms of like, where are we? Right?
And here's the thing: I gave this a 2 out of 5. I gave the Rise of Skywalker a 1.5 out of 5. I would rather watch the Rise of Skywalker again, back to back, probably instead of
Oh,
watching this once. Like,
yeah.
and I'm like, I think rating systems are very arbitrary and bullshit, but like, it's just kind of how you're feeling in the moment. But I'm like, I feel like even at 2 stars, I was too generous, and like, I was trying to not be mean about this movie, but the more I think about it, I, I just don't really know what we're doing.
I
I have it at a 1.5. So
Yeah, I gave it a 2. It's under Rise of Skywalker for me. So maybe I have Rise of Skywalker rated too high, but yeah, like that one at least made me feel something. It had semblance of stakes involved. It made up its own stakes, but at least it had them. And
Somehow
just
Palpatine did return, so
somehow Palpatine returned, and it's like that is the stupidest thing in the world, but it exists. This movie doesn't even try and do that. This movie doesn't try and make up any bullshit. I don't know who the movie is made for. Everyone's like, oh, it's just a cute Mandalorian and Grogu story. Cute Mandalorian or cute Grogu gets old after the first 10 minutes.
yeah.
and we've seen cute Mandalorian and Grogu stories in season 1 and 2, and they're
Right.
solid TV. Like, and there's still like cute moments, but it felt like it was something. Like, it felt like that first season, it was them saying, "How about we make a Western in
Right.
space?" And we have this, you know, Clint Eastwood inspired drifter character, and like we really play off this, and we um, line the music up with that and make something unique. And then I don't know if they never expected it to take off in the first place, and they just kind of were like, all right, well, people like this, we'll make more.
Yeah.
Um, but the spark of that is
It's also the Pedro
gone.
Pascal. Like he became a star and they need to milk him for everything he's worth now.
I don't know how much
Yeah,
smoke is to the fire, but I've heard a rumor that Dave Filoni actually wanted Grogu like to just stay away with Luke forever, and he was going to continue Mando's story alone. And then Disney basically stepped in and said no.
that would have been much better.
Would have
Yeah,
been
Maybe he made this
better.
terrible on purpose then. Uh,
yeah.
Just sabotage.
I was gonna say, like,
Honestly.
I don't know, like, I don't know where I heard that. If there's any truth behind it, I could
I
see the
Yeah.
truth behind it.
remember when he got taken by Luke, I was like, that's cool. Like, that's interesting. Like, he was raised by a Mandalorian and now he's going to be taught by a Jedi Master. Um, and then like we could see later in the future what that means for him. No, he's back. He's back. It meant nothing at all. He barely learns anything from Luke besides how to barely pull a cup and how to force heal, apparently.
Do you guys want to hear something really stupid?
Absolutely.
Guess who John Favreau compared Rada the Hutt to?
Oh God,
Oh,
I mean Russell Crowe.
Adonis Creed,
Oh,
because they're both living in the shadows of their fathers. Like,
right.
the balls to say that when those movies like have so much like passion and love and energy behind them, and that
that was.
performance is so good. Like, are you smoking crack? Like, what are we talking about?
There's
I'm
no
sorry.
world where Rod of the Hutt is anywhere near Creed as a character in that
I was like,
performance.
I'm
Like,
just trying to think of a gladiator style movie. Jesus, that's an awful comparison.
yeah, I'm like, it doesn't compare to anything, and that's like an insult to the character. Like, it's different in a bad way because it genuinely is forgettable to me. And like, okay, it's kind of cute that he like gets along with Grogu and like has that kind of you see like, oh, his father was an awful person, but he's good to the kids. But like, it really means nothing to me because the only time I've ever seen this character was in a shitty animated movie from years ago.
I think my order, which I might have to recorrect now, but my bottom three for Star Wars movies was Rise of Skywalker, Mandalorian and Grogu, and the Clone Wars movie.
I don't even rate that movie. Like, I think
I know
I
a
think
lot of Star Wars fans don't, because it should have just been it's same thing with this movie, but it should have just been broken up into like 3 episodes of the Clone Wars.
right, and it
It
just
was just
really
to introduce Ahsoka.
right, and it just really it's like why does this exist? Let me just go to the show, right?
Yeah.
People that watch this movie can just go watch the show and they'll get the same feelings, but they'll actually get better feelings because the way it's split up, the story structure. Like, why did I need to watch this on the big screen For the first time in 7 years, I got to go and watch a Star Wars movie. And I noticed this one isn't labeled, you know how like Solo and Rogue One are called like a Star Wars story? And it's very clear that they're like separated things. This one is just called Star Wars. Like they want it to be like a mainline thing. And it just isn't that.
Star Wars, The Mandalorian and Grogu.
And I'm like, why? Like, why is this your return to cinemas after The Rise of Skywalker, which got you like destroyed by Star Wars fans? And so yeah, I don't really know what they were thinking with that. Starfighter coming out, like I don't know if Slotmaster, what's his name? The director of Starfighter.
Oh, Levy.
Yeah, Sean Levy,
Sean
the
Levy.
slot master himself. Like, I don't know if that's gonna be what brings Star Wars back to the big screen. Like, I don't know.
I think my biggest issue with Starfighter 2, like, one, Sean Levy hasn't had the best track record as of recent. But two, like, one of the things that works so well for me with Star Wars is lesser known actors being in it, because it helps me buy into the universe. Like, I get Ewan McGregor acted before the prequels, but most people, especially my generation, know him as Obi-Wan Kenobi. I'm like, yeah, there was names like, Samuel L. Jackson involved and stuff, but I don't know. Samuel L. Jackson just kind of works.
But yeah, and his character was very particular. Like, it kind of built for him in a way.
Yeah. Well, even his lightsaber is engraved with bad motherfucker on. Like, but like, so seeing the cast of Starfighter, and it is just star power behind it, and like it feels like what you said earlier. Like Star Wars is like, this is what the people want, and we'll get them back in theaters. Like it's like they want more star power in our movies.
Yeah, and I have a feeling though, with the reception I've seen of this being so split, that movie's gonna do well. Same way that The Rise of Skywalker did well. Like, as much as fans want to complain, they're going out to see these movies.
I mean, there's no way in hell it's making what Rise of Skywalker made. I don't
That's
think.
fair. Yeah. That
Like-
the Rise of Skywalker is also the end of the saga.
Yeah, and
Like-
the damage has been done to the brand. Like this will make, I don't know what, 6, 7, 800 million. Like what? I don't know. I don't know what it'll
You think
make.
this will
But
make that
like
much?
maybe
I mean, what was its first weekend pull? Do we know?
made like $165 million.
Oh Jesus!
Fuck. Damn.
All right, your guess
Obsession-
might not be that far off then. Dan.
Obsession couldn't fight it.
But that's also it performed well overseas. Like I think it made $100 million domestic, and then made another like 65
Dang.
worldwide. I think my gut said this movie would have a crazy second week drop, but like it seems like the masses are enjoying it. So like
The general
I don't know.
audiences
I
are
don't know, man.
loving it, and I noticed in a lot of my comments, like, "What did you expect? Like, you can't, this is what was advertised to you," and it's like, so like if you're advertised absolutely nothing, it's okay now.
I also another thing I wanted to talk about is what's unfortunate to me about this, like it should not be difficult to make a really cool movie about the Hutts. Like when I was young, there was a book series I read. I don't know if it was the Han Solo trilogy, or I can't remember what it was, but it dealt so much with the Hutts, and like their stories are so interesting. And like I know a while back Guillermo del Toro was supposed to make a movie in the style of The Godfather about the Hutts and about Jabba.
That'd be cool.
Which would have been fucking incredible. Like
Yeah.
get a good filmmaker, have something that can be confident in its genre, like make a gangster movie with this crime syndicate and tell their stories, because they have interesting stories. And like it is hard to do, but like what is cool is like you kind of saw with Rada, but the Hutts can really move around, and like there are some really good like Hutt warriors. They're not all Jabba, and it's kind of a weird catch-22 because Jabba looked so good in the original movies because he was a puppet, because he was just fucking sitting there. But if you want to have them moving rapidly and fighting and all that, you got to go with the CG route. So it's like the
It
more
loses
you
the
do
heart.
with them, the worse it looks. And it's like I thought the twins and Rada looked again fucking horrible. So it's a weird thing where like it is cool to tell their stories, but it's at least with how the VFX look right now, it's hard to do it and make it look decent.
Like, is VFX really that bad? Like, are we in a state right now where it can't look good at $170 million?
I don't know.
I don't know, because we have movies from I know the Transformers movies are kind of slop, but like those movies have CGI that looks great.
Yeah.
And then you have this, and it looks like a video game, but it's not a video game. So why am I watching a video game right now?
Yeah, it looks like an old video game.
It doesn't. Yeah,
Like,
it doesn't look
video
like
games look better than.
Yeah, it doesn't. It looks worse than the Star Wars video games that are out right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I mean, Jedi Fallen Order looks
Jedi
better.
Fallen Order is
a lot of
great. And some, yeah, no, it's bad.
Dan, have you ever played those games?
I don't think so.
I think you would.
I've never played it all the way through. Yeah.
Though that's a character I want to see in live action. Cal Kestis.
Dude, the craziest thing, and it's got to just be rage bait anymore. It's like all the people who are like, "This is who I would cast as a live action Cal Kestis."
Oh my god, no! It's funny. I actually met him last year at a film festival.
Oh shit!
And I asked him, I was like, "Would you ever do a live action, like Star Wars movie?" And he kind of looked at me and did this, and I was like, "What does that mean?" And so he didn't say anything to me, but I was like, I think easily he would if they asked him to.
I think he said in an interview he doesn't want to just be a pop-up character.
Yeah.
And he would want to be like one of the main like kind of focuses.
His character's so compelling that I would.
Yeah, and he also said it like it has to be the right script.
Yeah. Now it's cool that he's willing to do that, but then he'll do a random role in Tron. I don't know.
I've never seen a Tron movie.
The originals are like the original, and the second one is all right.
I'm not like itching to watch any franchise that Jared Leto's attached to.
You know what? 100% fair enough.
However, I am slightly excited for Masters of the Universe.
Is he in that?
Yeah, he's Skeletor.
Playing fucking Skeletor.
Oh god, and I was excited for that movie too. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, that like brought my excitement down. So
that looks like good slop in a way. Like it looks like good campy, and I'm hoping it.
Did you guys see the drone show they did in the sky? I think it was in LA. They did a pop-up drone Skeletor face in the sky.
Oh,
that's a crazy thing to do a pop-up of.
I'm like, oh, guys, Jared Leto's playing this guy. Whoa.
Yeah, man, that's
dystopian less scary than just seeing a pop-up of Jared Leto's face.
It's interesting. I went to a baseball game where they shot like fireworks, and the fireworks would flame out into like it was He-Man and a bunch of different characters.
That's cool.
And so that was pretty neat. But dang, yeah, no.
I'm going to the Savannah Bananas game next month. Maybe able to do something like that.
That'd be cool. But it was back to Mandalorian and Grogu on the CGI. Yeah, it was awful, and
yeah,
it's unfortunate that they just can't make it look good. And if they can't make it look good, like, why even have it in the movie, right? Why? What was the purpose of the Hutts in this movie if they don't even act like themselves, right?
Yeah, and like again, I mean, they used the twins heavily in the Boba Fett series, which was also bad, and like again, it just feels like they're reaching for stuff like a little bit from the original trilogy, a little bit from Rebels, a little bit from Clone Wars, a little bit from Boba Fett. Like, do you guys like this stuff? Like, I just
it's wanting you to be like, oh look, it's from that show that I watched.
It's Shitto.
A lot of people hated a lot of those shows, right? Like, unless you're referencing Andor, no one's gonna be like, oh my god. And so I'm like, yeah, what are we doing here?
They were wanting the three of us to get on here for the hour and 10 minutes we've been talking and be like, you guys remember when they popped up in this other show? And instead we're just like, remember how dumb a dirt igloo is?
Dude, that dirt igloo. And then that guy was just boom, boom, boom. I did chuckle though. I did chuckle.
Yeah.
I'm part of the problem.
Speaking of part of the problem, can we talk about Martin Scorsese being
I was
in this?
wondering.
So was he a chef insert? Was that Jon Favreau referencing Chef.
Maybe sort of. I actually didn't even think of that. I like
Interesting that
idea.
he'd reference his own his
Because
movie
he's making
about
sandwiches. Yeah.
right. It's like that's kind of what I thought it was supposed to be,
Food
but
truck.
it's like, okay, does he know what Chef's about? Does Jon Favreau know what Chef's about? Because he's making this movie.
God, that makes it being Scorsese even that much more
Right.
ironic. But yeah, I
But
mean, I made a video about it, but like Scorsese was shitting all over Marvel back in
right, and big
2019, and it's
IP,
like now he's making this.
and
Yeah.
it's a cute little like okay, haha, John. It's Martin Scorsese, but I'm like, I don't know. His character's just there to be this like little gag.
Yeah,
He's got one of those voices too, where it's like
it doesn't
can't buy
gel
into
with
it.
it doesn't. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like he works in Shark Tale.
That's exactly what I'm thinking right now. It's like in Shark Tale, it kind of works because the character is really it's him, but a fish.
Yeah. Well, and
And
that's it's like a mafia movie too. So like, I mean,
right.
that is Scorsese.
Yeah. And this just kind of felt like I think it's supposed to be like, oh, like the huts, blah, 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 but it's just like, what are we doing here? Like, oh, making a sound, like giving the credits. I was like, well, what are we doing here? Why is he in this movie? His voice is like, it doesn't mesh well because you know exactly who that is, and it's so recognizable to the point that it takes you out of it. And was the design supposed to like look kind of like him, but as an alien?
He's kind of like a little guy.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know. It's in the trailer, so it didn't surprise me either. But I was just kind of like, yeah, I'm not cool. It's Martin Scorsese. Okay,
Which
move
is
on.
funny. I don't really watch trailers, so like I didn't know he was in it. But then
Oh,
after that like opening fight scene, they do like the big name credits,
and you see his name in it.
and I was like, Martin Scorsese.
Yeah,
And then sure enough,
one of his only acting roles in so long is the Mandalorian and Grogu.
Speaking of the credits, I just wanted to mention like Brendan Wayne and Lateef Crowder are the stunt doubles for Pedro Pascal, and they were both like front and center in the credits,
Yeah, they're double
and
billed.
they're listed as starring. So I would love to know, like, how often was he actually around for this movie? And also shout out to those guys for their work.
yeah,
Yeah,
they are 4th and 5th on Letterboxd. That's crazy.
which that's really cool. It's cool that they acknowledge them, and because a lot of these big blockbuster movies, like like Iron Man, how often is it Robert Downey Jr. behind the mask? But
Yeah,
you never see the stunt person. So that was really cool. How often was Pedro Pascal behind? I think genuinely probably only once, and it was probably in that scene with Sigourney Weaver, because it's like he wants to act alongside Sigourney Weaver. Do I call that acting? Not really, but and then obviously that scene where his mask is off. Other than that, that's definitely not him. There's no way. Like, he's a busy dude. He probably costs a lot.
yeah.
Probably working on a Doomsday.
Doomsday, like,
God,
slot
I hope
machine.
it's better. Do you guys have any closing thoughts or anything that we didn't touch on that you want to mention?
I hope Starfighter is better as much as I'm not anticipating it will be, because right now Star Wars is very gloom.
Yeah, I don't think this is the nail in the coffin for Star Wars, but I think the nail is like lined up.
I think the Carpenter has the nail held up.
Yes, and I think Dave Filoni has the hammer, and he can either put it down or he can just fucking nail it.
Yeah, they need a Ryan Gosling charisma bomb to just like save that movie.
Which, well, I mean, it kind of worked with Project Hail Mary.
Yeah,
but,
I mean, yeah, great movie, great casting,
great movie, great casting. So yeah, but that also was pulled by great script, great casting, great visual effects, great practical effects.
Good source material. Yeah.
Let's see if Starfighter can, pull the same thing, because I just don't know.
The only Star Wars thing that I'm like really excited for, like itching at my seat for, is the next Fallen Order game.
Got it right here. Yeah. Yeah, no, the state of Star Wars. I have a friend he's not even going to go see The Mandalorian, and he's the guy that put me on Star Wars, like really put me onto it. And so to see that he's already given up with it, and a lot of Star Wars fans are like, yeah, I just don't care anymore. They're putting out so many shows and so many things that are just mid.
That's the thing. I'm not even the biggest fan of The Mandalorian. Like, and I remember people being pissed at me for saying that when it first came out. But like, I thought it was good, but like, I didn't love it.
Really liked season 1. Season 1 is what pulled me back into Star Wars.
Which I know a lot of people said that.
Like, you know, I like repping it. Like, I really like the Mandalorian as a character at first. I'm kind of done with Din Djarin as a character now. The whole stoic like Batman thing I'm just like, cool. Like, I'm done with it.
Yeah, again, it only has like it's only so many miles on the tread. Like it's you can only do the same thing over and over again. And to me, that sums this up. Like it's just the same thing over and over. And to anyone, I mean, I feel like if you were going to see this, you probably already have seen it. But like, if anyone's listening, just watch this at home. Like,
Disney
save your
Plus.
money, or go watch, go watch something else at the theater.
You could probably watch it on your phone because they give you so much exposition. That was my other thing. This movie, Grogu's only there to be cute and for characters to talk to him, to tell him what's going on, because I think they're expecting people to be on their phones while they're watching this movie.
It's like a double-edged sword.
The script is horrible. The script is nothing. There's no moment in the script that makes you feel anything. The script exists to say what's happening on the screen or what's about to happen. That's it.
Or what has already happened. Because Grogu's a dumb little baby and doesn't know. I'm like, okay.
It's a double-edged sword for me, like for people to not go, just because I do love this franchise so much, even though there's how many issues with the last multiple projects. But like, if people stop going to see Star Wars in theaters, then like when there is finally a good one, I'm hoping I don't get to see Star Wars on the big screen again. They'll just put it straight onto Disney Plus.
Yeah, but I don't think it's a double-edged sword, because if you tell people if people just mindlessly go see this shit, there's no message being sent to Disney that anything needs to change. Like it's the same thing with politics. If you keep voting for shitty centrist politicians and you don't primary them, right, and you don't push to push forward like people you actually want to vote for in November in the primary, then you don't get to bitch when you have the same people in November. Like, you know what I mean? It's like you gotta force some change. So like,
it kind of reminds me of one of my big gripes with Michael was that the movie's going to make $1 billion. So I think the second one, because a lot of people were like, "Oh, the second one."
Why would they change anything?
Right. A lot of people are like, the second one will be more story heavy, and the second one will deal with all this. And I'm like, but this one's going to make $1 billion.
Still coming from the estate,
right? They're just going to make more concerts, more. Like they're not gonna
that estate has been cashing in since that motherfucker died. Dude, everyone says, "Oh my god,
bleeding the grave dry."
And the whole argument is every victim just wants money, right? What the fuck does the estate want? What is the estate that seeks to shut up everyone? God. What are they doing with his corpse? They're waving it around for money.
Like literally, if they could bring him back to life, they would. They would. And I've been through the ringer with Michael fans. And now probably Star Wars fans.
They're crazy.
But Michael fans are, some of them are like my friends, but I'm like, you guys need to like put your realism glasses on for a sec.
And again, no one's asking them to stop listening to his music. No one's asking them to
sit. It's good, great music.
He's dead, bro. Like, he's not making, like, just be honest. And
right, I'm not asking for some, like, they can't take him to jail. He's dead. But like, yeah. No, I'm with you on that. But with the Star Wars thing too, like, I think the Star Wars fans that are like, what are you expecting? It's like, you're accepting slop, so they're going to keep giving you slop. And then eventually you're going to be like, why do we keep getting slop? Well, you guys want to go see it. So yeah, I am kind of in the camp of like, maybe no, we shouldn't be going to see this movie.
Yeah.
To send the message like, no, we need good Star Wars stories.
Because all they listen to is bottom line. That's it.
It's money. It's money. If they can if this movie makes like Dan was saying, like $800 million, yeah, they're just going to keep making. Because they know they're going to milk the fuck out of baby Grogu.
Yeah, and they'll make it cheaper too as they move forward with AI and with whatever bullshit workaround they can to cut out people.
Like the CGI looks like shit, so they know that they can get away with it. It's like No. It's unfortunate.
Sad.
Yeah, the same. I'm a Last Jedi defender, so the same studio that gives the Last Jedi.
So is Brandon.
It's a great movie. It's a great movie.
Great's a choice of words.
I don't think it's a great. I don't think it's as good or as bad as most people say. I think
You're down the middle.
it's an okay movie that like does some good things and some. And what I said the other day is if the Rise of Skywalker had followed through, I just said, okay, some people didn't like that. We still made a ton of money, but we're gonna follow through. We'd look at the whole trilogy in a much better light. Like the Rise of Skywalker should have been an improvement on the bad stuff about the Last Jedi and accepting of the good stuff, and I think it would be a solid trilogy. But
yeah,
they caved
I don't know
to fans. So.
I just think reviving Princess Leia in that one scene, I think is really what got it for me. I can ignore like that's especially because it's like, oh yeah, and after that, like Carrie Fisher, like unfortunately passed away, and it's like, oh now we don't need some weird AI version of her.
Yeah, now you got a video game NPC just being
I was like, what are we doing here? You had the opportunity to remove her out of the franchise, and you didn't. Yeah, so I understand the problems on the movie, but I love the way they do Luke in that movie. So I know that's like the big gripe, and I'm like, no, that's exactly how Luke would act if I was.
I don't see how he goes up against Vader, who's like one of the biggest bads, if not the biggest bad the galaxy has ever seen, and says, I'm not going to fight you. I still sense good in you. But then a kid has a nightmare, and he's like, absolutely the fuck not.
You gotta think about everything that's happened in between those moments. So much has happened in between those moments, and his idea of what the Jedi are and how that falls, and so that's why it does feel. But I see what you mean, though. I do see what you mean.
No, and I mean, like, I'm probably being a little too harsh on it, but I don't know.
But it also has its problems. The way they do Finn in that movie, and the way they do him in the entire like episode 8 and 9, it's just really like honestly offensive and bad. So
all right, do we want to move on to something a little more fun and get off of this conversation?
Yeah,
sure.
So we've done this game one other time on the podcast. We're going to bring it back. So we are going to build your perfect Star Wars life with $15. Kareem is our guest. You can go first. Dan, you will take first on the next round. So up first, you get to pick your ship. For $5, you get the Razor Crest. For $4, you get an Naboo N1 Starfighter. $3, you get a TIE Fighter. $2, you get the X-34 Land Speeder, which is Luke's speeder from A New Hope. And $1, you get a speeder bike.
What was the $3 one?
The $3 one is a TIE Fighter.
I'll take the TIE Fighter. I like the TIE Fighter. Yeah, I like TIE Fighter. So I have $12 left?
You have $12 left.
Okay.
Dan, what ship are you taking?
What's $2?
$2 is Luke's Land Speeder from New Hope.
And what's $4?
$4 is the N1 Starfighter.
I'll take that.
Okay. All right, so Dan, you're going to start us off this round. So, next you get your droid. For $5, you get R2-D2. For $4, you get K2SO. $3, you get Chopper. $2, you get BD-1. And $1, you get a B-1 series battle droid.
Give me the battle droid. Be my friend.
All right.
All right. You know who I'm taking? BD-1, bro. Give me that.
That's
a
steal
guy.
Right
that is a cute little sidekick that works.
Dude, BD-1 is like one of my favorite droids.
I think in my review I said they try and make Grogu like BD-1. And it's like, you'll never be the GOAT. So yeah, BD-1.
All right, so you both have $10 left to spend. Next up, you get to pick your Jedi Master. $5, you get Yoda. $4, you get Qui-Gon. $3, you get Plo Koon. $2, Cal Kestis. And $1, Jar Jar Binks.
Who's going first?
You are, Kareem.
Could you repeat 5 through 3 for me?
$5 you get Yoda. $4 you get Qui-Gon. And $3 you get Plo Koon.
I'll take Qui-Gon. I like Qui-Gon Jinn.
Who's $2?
$2 was Cal Kestis.
I'll take him.
The GOAT.
All right, well, you both are going into the final round over budget. This was unexpected.
Taking Yoda.
We're big savers.
Yeah.
All right, so Daniel, finish us off here. You're picking your best friend now. For $5, you get Ahsoka. $4, Han Solo. $3, Finn. $2, Hondo. And $1, you get the mod biker gang from the Book of Boba Fett.
What's $3?
$3 is Finn.
I guess I'll take Ahsoka because I have $5.
All right.
I'd take Finn, so Qui-Gon can teach him the Force.
There you go.
And he can fully
Smart.
unlock it. Boom.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, Kareem, thank you for joining us. But
Of course.
before we end it, let our audience know where they can find you.
Yeah, it's just my name, Kareemshamroukh, right here. No spaces, nothing like that. On TikTok, Instagram, Letterboxd, all of it.
Awesome.
Nice.
All right. Well, Dan and I have not talked about what we will be discussing next week yet, but thank you everyone for listening in, and we will catch you next week.
All right, thank you guys so much.
Bye, guys.